Hello and welcome to Method Integration User Tutorials. My name is Errol and we are going through a series of videos on activities. Today we are going to take a look at activity types. When you log in, go to the Activities tab, click on New Activity, and let's scroll on down to Type, which is a required field. There are a number of stock types that have come preloaded with Method CRM, and if you click the drop-down list, you will see them all. Beside the drop-down arrow, you will also find another little button that has 3 dots on it. And this button allows you to manage activity types so that you can add a new type, you can delete types, you can edit types. Before we add one, let's go down and take a look at the existing activity types. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail on these activity types. For the most part, they make common sense, and you have a description right here. What I will point out, however, are these 4 columns on the right, and they indicate whether an activity type is shown on the calendar, causes a reminder, is app-specific, or automatically creates a follow-up. So for example, let's say an email comes in, and you set that to the type of email incoming. It will not show up on your calendar, it won't cause a reminder. This activity type is not app specific, so you'll see it in the drop-down menu, and it won't automatically create a follow-up. Other activity types, however, for example the meeting, will show up on your calendar and will cause a reminder. If you go down, you will see I have the activity type work order. You may not have this. It's only because I have Method Field Services installed. And as you can see, this is app specific, which means it won't show up unless I'm in that app. Let me close this off and I will show you. If I were to hit the drop down on type, you will not see work order here. Okay, let's create a new activity type. Let's click this button. Let's have an activity type called visit, because our friend constantly visits us. The is active checkbox indicates that we can choose this as an activity type. We will change the category to, it's like an appointment. You will notice that there is a 3-dot button here that allows you to create your own activity categories, as well as edit ones or even delete them. Now to continue with creating the activity type, I need to put in a description. I will just copy and paste one of these. Typically used to record when someone visits the office. Do I want to create a follow-up? No. Show on the calendar? Not really. Let's cause a reminder just for fun. And it's not app specific. And let's save and close. Great. Let's make an activity. Now that I made an activity type, Bob Crenshaw came to visit. Put in the contact. Now I can fill in an activity type of visit. Woo! Great, let's save that. Go back to activity list. And I will refresh this. And here's my activity. And as you can see, it has a type of visit. Now the default of show on calendar was set to no. So if I were to go over to the activity calendar and take a look at May 27th, I will not see any indication that Bob has visited me. Now you may think to yourself, Errol, and I'll say, what? And you'll say, why did you make it to cause a reminder? And the reason I did this is that I wanted to show you that you needed to turn this on, not only in the activity type, but in the activity table itself. If this is turned on right here, it will not cause a reminder yet unless you turn it on in the activity table itself. And the way to turn that on is to go over to the Customize tab, click on the Tables and Fields tab link, find the activity table, and click Edit Table. Here you will see automatic reminders, and it is unchecked, so I am just going to check that. For the most part, you can keep all the defaults here. And as you can see, it reminds people via an email or text message. And there is this note right here that states that each individual user has to set up their own notification. So they are allowed to turn it off if they don't want to be texted or emailed all the time. Every time you edit a table, make sure you save and close that. And don't hit delete. Save and close the table. Now I'm going to go over to the Users tab link and I will show you where you will find notifications. That's on step 3. Notifications and reminders. And as you can see, for my user, I get emails sent to me, but I don't get text messages. I'm going to turn that off. And that's it. That is activity types. If you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the YouTube comments, or you can tweet us at @MethodCRM. I hope you have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.